He's a mean dude. Yes. I look, I'm a fighter. You're not. I see what the hell I'm seeing whenever I'm around Jai Opetaia. This dude's violent, man, and he has heavy hands and he has quick feet, and he does it from that left-handed stance. Opetaia will beat Benavidez if they ever fight.
Yes, I do. I think he beats all of them. I think he beats Bivol, Beterbiev. I'm not as sure if he beat Opetaia because he's such a big guy and he's explosive, but I'm more comfortable picking David to beat him. The one guy that I think will give David some real trouble is Usyk at heavyweight. I don't know if he could beat Usyk, but the rest of the guys.
I double down on that one. He gonna beat Opetaia. See, Opetaia got good feet. Yeah, he can box, but he can be drugged into a fight. And if you know anything about David Benavidez, just like he did with Ramirez he's the one of those guys that's gonna test your heart. He gonna test what you have in here. And once he go to Jai's ass and he tests what he has in here, Jai.
It is not smart for David Benavidez to give Jai Opetaia a shot at his name right now because he's hot right now. You go up and fight Usyk while you're hot, and it makes sense. You can always come back down and fight Opetaia if you want to. You understand? If you lost to Usyk, Opetaia fight still there. If you lose to Opetaia, Usyk fight gone. So be smart about this thing. Go take Usyk while the iron is hot. You beat Usyk, you don't know how to see Opetaia unless you want to come to heavyweight. But if you go fight Opetaia and lose, you don't get a chance to see Usyk, and you don't get a chance.
I'm going to ask the viewers, would you rather see David fight Zurdo or Opetaia? If you ask a Mexican fighter, they don't know who Opetaia is. You know, he still needs to develop a little bit more and grow his fan base. Does it make sense? So if we were fighting Opetaia, people would be complaining. We're fighting a nobody, about somebody that is not.
Like I said, he's not the ultimate boss, Jai, because he lacks in punch IQ, right? His hands need to match his feet. Once they do that, then he'll be like the catalyst, to evolve. You know what I'm saying? But again, I still want to see how David will do it against somebody who can move as well as Jai.
David Benavidez has made a strong impression since moving up to the cruiserweight division, showing confidence and determination as he continues pursuing the biggest challenges available. The undefeated star has spoken positively about testing himself against the top names in the weight class, including Jai Opetaia. Benavidez believes his skills, pressure, and power can translate successfully against elite cruiserweight opposition, while many fans are eager to see how he performs against the division's best fighters. With both men carrying championship ambitions, discussions surrounding a potential matchup have quickly become one of the most talked about topics in boxing, dividing opinions among analysts and supporters alike.
This is crazy.
In a recent interview, number 5 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, David Benavidez said he won't fight Jai Opetaia, the cruiserweight champion of the world. Benavidez said Opetaia brings nothing in that fight but a Zuffa belt, and that he, Benavidez, is looking for legacy, and so Opetaia needs a couple more big challenges, and then he'll think about fighting Opetaia. Here's my problem, guys. Yes, Opetaia has the Zuffa belt. He also has the Ring Magazine belt. He is considered the lineal champion, the one and only legitimate cruiserweight champion of the world. Now, as much as I love David Benavidez, and he's been ruthlessly ducked at 68 and 75, Benavidez has never been the champion, the actual champion of any division. It's not his fault. He hasn't been given the opportunity. He may have been the best fighter in multiple divisions, but he's never proven that he is the champion by beating the champ because he's been frozen out of those fights. The problem is Benavidez is now using the same excuse to avoid fighting Opetaia as Canelo used to avoid fighting Benavidez. Well, he doesn't really have anything for me yet. He has to build himself up. What does he really bring to the table? I'm looking for legacy fights. Canelo's chasing sanctioning body belts and all that stuff, but it was all nonsense. And Canelo, who's never ducked anyone in his career, except Benavidez at super middleweight, was wrong. And Benavidez should have gotten his shot. And right now, I believe Benavidez is wrong, and he should fight Jai Opetaia, the cruiserweight champion of the whole wide.
The conversation became even more interesting when the WBC announced that Benavidez would be required to address another obligation before any future plans could move forward. The sanctioning body's decision placed Noel Mikhailian into the picture, creating a new layer of uncertainty around Benavidez's immediate future. While some observers viewed the ruling as a normal part of championship boxing, others questioned how the decision might affect the timeline of several highly anticipated fights that fans have been hoping to see.
Foremost, your WBC Cruiserweight champion Noel McKillian apparently is in advanced negotiations to fight Jai Opetaia, the Zuffa boxing champion, and yet you have established David Benavidez as his mandatory challenger, and I would assume if he doesn't take that fight, he will be stripped. Can you update us as to where that situation stands right now on Monday?
Yeah, the WBC ruling, which is public at the convention, you were there. It was that the winner of Badu Jack against Mikaelian would be the WBC Cruiserweight champion, would be allowed one voluntary defense, and then had to do the 2 mandatory defenses. This division has been backed up for a long time. So Mikaelian won. He was notified that he was allowed to do a voluntary defense, and it has been 6 months since then. The WBC has been in constant communication with Mikaelian's management and promoter. There have been some issues between them. There were some issues. Alberto Leon had some Zooms at the end. They were not able to come to terms. So when the WBC received a petition from our light heavyweight champion, who is David Benavidez, who won the WBA and the WBO Cruiserweight Championship, to fight against Mikaelian, the WBC ruled in favor and ordered Mikaelian to fight against Benavidez. That is the WBC position. That is the fight that has to take place next, unless there are agreements by both reaching any sort of agreement. But for the WBC, it is Mikaelian against...
The announcement immediately sparked debate throughout the boxing community. Jai Opetaia's manager, Mick Francis, publicly shared his views on the situation and questioned whether the ruling could delay bigger opportunities within the division. According to Francis, there were discussions involving multiple potential opponents, making the decision a major talking point among industry insiders. While opinions continue to vary regarding the circumstances, the result is clear. Benavidez now has another important challenge to consider before attention can fully shift toward other major fights. As a result, fans are left waiting to see how the situation develops and whether a future showdown between Benavidez and Opetaia can eventually become reality.
Can you talk about what's next against Opetaia? It seems like that would be the most reasonable and feasible title unification fight for you.
Absolutely. Whoever has the other belts, Opetaia, Ramirez, the people want to see that, and I'm up for it. I was asking for these fights right after I became world champion against Macau.
How soon could you face Opetaia?
Face off or face him?
Face him.
Well, I'm doing vacation right now, and then I'll be back in training. I want to enjoy a little bit of Christmas, visit my family, and have some, food. And then I'll be back training, and I'll be looking forward to for a unification fight. That would be great.
Which cruiserweight represents the biggest challenge for you?
All of them. There are 2 other champions or 3 other champions? 2.
Zurdo and Jai Opetaia.
They're both great fighters, both southpaws, very well experienced, different styles. Ramirez, strong in fighter, very durable, very underestimated. Beat a couple of good guys lately. And Opetaia too, a very good fighter, can take a punch, southpaw, in and out. Good technician. I have respect for both of them, and they're great fighters. And if you want to find out who's the best cruiserweight, you have to face.
Meanwhile, the cruiserweight landscape has continued evolving outside the ring as well. Jai Opetaia recently generated headlines after becoming associated with Dana White's growing boxing venture, adding another interesting element to his future career plans. The move attracted significant attention throughout the sport and further increased speculation about what major opportunities could lie ahead. With championship ambitions, promotional developments, and potential blockbuster matchups all becoming part of the conversation, the road ahead for both Opetaia and Benavidez remains one of the most intriguing storylines in boxing today.